So we've been looking at different angles and measuring angles, finding the unknown angles of different angles. So if we're given a whole angle, or if we're giving a part and a part, we find the whole. And Miss Dyer actually told y'all to use part, part, whole if you needed to help, so that way you knew if you needed to add or subtract. Well, this week we're going to focus on complementary angles and supplementary angles. So today I'm going to talk just about complementary angles, and then Ms. Dyer will address supplementary angles in a different video, so that you'll have the two of them separate. So a complementary angle is basically any two angles that share the same vertex. So right here would be my vertex. And I think we had that in some of our geometric terms from previous weeks, but this is your vertex. So if I wanted to call this line A, B, C, and this point is D. Well, we can look again and see that these two angles are complementary angles. They share the same vertex, but what makes them a complementary angle is the fact that they come together to form a 90-degree angle. So you might have saw that on the basic angle video from Math Antics that Ms. Dyer assigned last week, because it kind of helped us understand. So if we've got this angle here, and this looks like a smaller angle, so we're going to say this one is maybe 42 degrees. So we know that if our complementary angle must equal 90, so I'm just going to put that up here. So it must equal 90-degree angle. So that kind of helps you remember that a complementary angle must equal 90. So if I've got my 90-degree angle here, and I know this is 42, again, I'm going to put it in the part, part, whole chart. So I know my whole is 90, and I've got a part here and a part here. So if this is 42. So if I've got the whole of 90, and I know that part of it is 42, I know the whole, I'm going to subtract. So I'm just going to come over here and do 90 minus the 42. Borrow from next door. 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 minus 4 is 4. So we know this angle is 48 degrees. And again, if I added the two numbers together, I would know that to make a complementary angle, they have to equal 90 degrees. So I could say that angle ADB is equal to 48 degrees, and angle BDC is equal to 42 degrees, and meaning that both of them would add together to make a 90-degree angle. So you may see it with all of the angles labeled like that, and then you have to find, the missing one. They may give you this one, they may give you this one, then you have to find the opposite to know that they equal 90. Let's look at another example. I'm going to make it go this way this time. And another example may just be that this says 34 degrees. And again, they share the same vertex. Here's one angle, here's another angle. So, and it may just be a little line like this and say A. And then over here it may say find the value of angle A. That's all it may ask you. So then again, when you look at what you know that a complementary angle makes a 90 degrees, so you know this is automatically a 90 degrees, that has to equal 90. And if you know this one is 34, again, we can put it in our part, part, whole. So my whole is 90 part of the complementary angle is 34, and I'm looking for the other part. So again, I'm just going to subtract 90 minus 34. More on the floor, go next door, borrow 10 more. My 0 becomes a 10, my 9 becomes an 8. 10 minus 4 is 6, and 8 minus 3 is 5. So now I know that angle A is equal to 56 degrees. And we'll talk a little bit later within the next couple of weeks about how to measure an angle and the degrees of them. Also in the Math Antics video, we talked about this being an arc. An arc is basically just a way to call an angle. What's the arc of the angle? What's the degree of the angle? What's the value of the angle? So Ms. Dyer created a complementary angles practice page. Now remember, all of those angles must equal 90. So if it's a complementary angle that you're finding, you know that this has to equal 90, or you've got that 90 degrees. So take what you're given, subtract it from 90, and you will find your unknown angle. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email.